Execute Order 6. Warning, this video contains spoilers for Season 7 of the Clone Wars. If you have not seen this season, please pause the video and go watch it before continuing. This is the first and final warning. Let's talk spoilers. And yes, this is a Star Wars blanket. I'm an adult. Shut up. So in this season, a lot of stuff happened. If you want to see what I thought about this season, you can check out my review on it right up here. But for now, we're just going to talk about some of the things that made this season really cool that I couldn't talk about in my spoiler-free review. So let's get started. Now, the first story arc with the Bad Batch is your run-of-the-mill kind of clone trooper story. Although I did have one thing worth noting, and it's that Anakin kills a dude. Now, the leader of the droids in this episode is this weird mechanical spider dude, and I don't remember his name. But he is a reoccurring villain in the Clone Wars, and he's a master tactician. So in this season, we finally see what happens to him. Anakin kills the dude. And granted, it was in self-defense, but this is really the first time since the Tusken Raiders in Episode 2 where he's taken a life. And now at first, I thought it kind of took away from him killing Count Dooku, since that was the first, assassination that he did. But here I see it as a stepping stone to that point, where yes, he did kill him, but it was in self-defense, and he wasn't given much of a choice. But you definitely see a little bit of the dark side, because before he kills him, he interrogates him, cuts off his limbs, and really does some un-Jedi-like things. And I thought that he was just gonna kill him. I mean, you just look at that face, and you can see Vader. But what I really wanted to talk about was the third story arc. And now I get to say it. It's Order 66. We all knew it was coming, but I was not prepared for how they handled it in this season. It's heartbreaking. And the build-up beforehand was the Siege of Mandalore, which again looks amazing. But what was really intriguing about it was the confrontation with Ahsoka and Darth Maul, and how Darth Maul knew this was coming. He knew who the Emperor was, and he was starting to piece together the Emperor's grand plan. He knew there was going to be a giant power shift in the Republic, and that Anakin specifically was going to be the next apprentice to Darth Sidious. It gave me chills, but it wouldn't be a finale without an incredible lightsaber duel. The lightsaber duel between Ahsoka and Darth Maul is one of the better lightsaber duels in this show, and this show has a lot of good ones. The way they animate the lightsabers is really cool, and I'm always amazed on how well lightsaber combat adapts to animation. More so in animation than in live action, because in animation you can make the characters move as quickly as you want, and with Force abilities you can make a move like the Flash. And they even got Ray Park, the original Darth Maul, to come back and do the motion capture for this lightsaber fight. And it shows, because not just the combinations and the choreography is familiar, but just the way he moves, the way he positions himself is very Ray Park, and it's so cool to see. And again, like I said in my other video, they actually incorporated clips from Revenge of the Sith to give this story arc a time and place, and basically a countdown until the clones turn on them. And as you watch that, keeping it in the back of your mind, the tension just winds up, and you're like, are they going to turn yet? When are they going to do it? When's it happening? And then it happens. The clone troops turn on Ahsoka. And what's great about this is it's actually kind of underplayed. The actual turning point is just a hologram of Palpatine saying, execute Order 66, and then they're like, yes, my lord, and then they do it without any question. And while that is how the clones reacted in Revenge of the Sith, here it's much more chilling, because we know these people. We've just spent 7 seasons with these clones, and especially Captain Rex. You feel for this guy. He doesn't want to turn on Ahsoka. They're friends. You might even say they're family. And probably my favorite piece of animation in this season is when Rex turns and his hands are shaking, but he has to hold up the gun, he has to obey, but his hands are shaking and he doesn't want to do it. And you can tell he's conflicted. And he lets out a little Easter egg with Fives.
Fives, fight him!
So then Ahsoka looks up who Fives was, and that Fives had a malfunctioning chip in his brain that makes him complacent. And then she uses that information to actually recover Rex. She gets the chip out of his head, now Rex is an ally. And if you followed the Rebels show, you know that there was a certain number of clones that deserted and disobeyed Order 66, and that Rex was among them. So you knew he was going to make it out okay, but it was so cool to see the operation and to see exactly how Rex handled turning on his best friend. And that aspect is surprisingly mature. So yeah, yeah, this season is great. It shows a little bit of Anakin turning to the dark side. It incorporates Revenge of the Sith really well. It gives more humanity to the clones, and it's got some incredible lightsaber combat. But holy cow, let's talk about the ending of this thing. Because after Order 66 happened and the great escape that Rex and Ahsoka had, I thought we were gonna wind down. I thought, there's not a whole lot left. It's calming down. It's the end. We're just gonna go right into episode 3. But no, the last scene of this show flashes forward an unknown amount of years. I'm sure someone's figured out exactly how many years has gone by, but it's been a few years. You see the crash ship that Ahsoka escaped from. You see it buried in snow. All you can make out is one clone trooper helmet with Ahsoka's face painted on it as a sign of respect to her before they turned. Just barely visible through the snow. And who walks up to it but Darth Vader himself. Full Darth Vader, black suit, iconic. Red lenses in the eyes. Love that attention to detail. He picks up one of Ahsoka's lightsabers, turns it on, and then walks away. Now, the weight of this scene really didn't hit me until a little bit after I watched it. I said, okay, that's a good way to end it. With Darth Vader being complete and then Ahsoka being missing. Okay, I like it. Then I thought about it for a little bit. And what's really going on here? You have Anakin, recently turned into Darth Vader. We can tell this because of the red eyes, but he visits the last known location of his former apprentice that he really did care about. So him seeing the clone trooper with Ahsoka's face painted reminds him of his one surviving attachment to Anakin Skywalker. Padme's dead, the Jedi are dead, the Order's completely destroyed, he is fully Darth Vader, but Ahsoka's still around. And again, with Vader completely masked, he doesn't show much emotion, but you can tell that seeing that got to him, and that he really thought about, was it worth it? So then he assumes she's dead, his one last attachment to his former life is gone, and he is fully Darth Vader now. And the closing shot cannot be understated. The closing shot is of the clone trooper helmet with Ahsoka's face on it, and Darth Vader's silhouette in the reflection walking away. The impact that Dave Filoni and his guys have had on the Star Wars universe can really be summed up in this one shot. This story is about Anakin becoming Darth Vader. This is a story about Ahsoka becoming a new type of Jedi, apart from the Order. And this is also a story about the clone troopers, about giving them humanity. And one of the strongest lines from this show is this.
We clones have mixed feelings about the war. Without it, we wouldn't exist.
And that right there validates the prequels in a way that the movies never did. So yeah, those are my spoiler-filled thoughts on the Clone Wars Season 7. What did you guys think of this season? Comment below. I know it's complicated because they divided it up into 3 sections, but let me know. And don't forget to click like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. I'm Colby. This was my spoiler talk, and I'll see you in the next video.